checking in those bags, shopping when we land. Big FN bag of ballin'. Plead the fifth if I get caught, they talk. Came through dripping on them, I been saucing.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be going over my personal key takeaways and reviews on the book Best Loser Wins by Tom Hougaard. So let's just dive straight into it. First off, this book is very similar to Trading in Zone by Mark Douglas if you guys have read it, but it does talk about something more specific. It mainly focuses on losing in trading and how if you're able to manage how you feel about losses in trading, you'll become a better trader in terms of your psychology, which is obviously part of your performance as well when you're live trading. So number one is embracing losses. You want to be looking at losses. First of all, you don't want to be scared of losses. They're going to come at some point. You have to embrace and accept that losses are a part of trading. It is a part of this game. Trading is not like a 9-to-5 job, and it shouldn't be. The reason why is because the amount of potential trading has is infinitely times more scalable and way better than any other skill in the world, any other job in the world, in the entire world. Look up compounding and you'll see how strong compounding is on a personal account at a good enough size. And it'll truly change your entire life away. Financially, change your entire life, mentally, everything. It will shift the way you view money. So learn how to embrace your losses and understand it's just a part of statistics and probabilities playing out. That is all. It's not that big of a deal. Don't focus on the money, focus on the process. Now, number two about embracing losses is that we need to be not fearful of losses, but rather look at them as a learning opportunity. You should be journaling your trades. First of all, if you're unprofitable, you definitely should have done backtesting and you definitely should be journaling your trades. Journal those losses, figure out why you took the loss. Is it because of your strategy or is it because of psychology? There's only two outputs there, only two answers. It's one or the other in trading. That's all it is. Now this ties into the second part, which is essentially talking about how you should develop a winning attitude about trading. You should be looking at losses as just something like a stepping stone that's a part of your journey upwards. Your equity curve from going from unprofitable to profitable as a trader is not going to be straight vertical 9 degrees. It's going to be preferably ideally 45-degree angle or exponential, but for most people it's going to be it's going to look like this. You're going to have dips and curves and situations where you think you're profitable now and then you fall down again, you over leverage or your strategy stops working. That means you don't have a robust strategy. First of all, if your strategy stops working. My strategy hasn't stopped working for this long, and so if you don't have a sustainable strategy, that's a problem. But regardless, your equity curve is not going to be so smooth your entire journey. It's going to have rock bottoms, you're going to have highs. I've been there, trust me, in trading, and it's just not consistent until you can consistently maintain a green month each and every single day throughout 1 to 2 years. That is when you truly are proving yourself that you're a winning trader. So just keep in mind the journey is very, very unsteady, and that's just how it is in trading compared to many other careers where things are a lot more stable and steady. But don't forget, trading has infinite scalability compared to many other jobs in the world. And you're your own boss as well. You work on your own terms, you trade on your own terms, and you could be wherever, whenever you want. You're trading. As long as you have a phone, as long as you have internet, and your broker, execute, and that's where your money comes from. You go about your day for the rest of the day. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind the long-term game. Number three, the importance of discipline. Discipline is crucial because discipline is the main part of psychology that I think every trader fails, or those 9% of traders are also failing at. They don't have enough discipline to either stick to one working strategy or system and they confuse their brain, or they don't have the discipline to wait for the setups to occur, which I'm going to tie into number 4 right now, which is the power of patience, right? They don't have enough patience to wait for the setup to occur, or they don't have enough patience to let their numbers play out over a long period of time, so they over leverage and full port on one trade. They don't have the patience of the journey. They don't have the patience to let their account compound and grow. Even though they know that if they let it compound and grow and become patient, they will become millionaires. But no, they decide to just try to become a millionaire overnight, and that has never gone right in a good way. How fast you make money is also how fast you lose money. So if you're able to build generational wealth, millions upon millions, 8 figures, 9 figures, steadily, you'll be able to maintain it much better than if you hit that jackpot, because you'll blow it instantly. Almost guarantee it. Now, next thing is risk management and capital preservation. This is the same thing I was talking about earlier, right? Just don't full port. Just don't over leverage, please. Keep the same risk percent per trade and understand that this game is about risk adjusted returns, meaning how much your upside is compared to how much your downside is. What is your max drawdown within 1,000 trades or within a year? What is your max upside within that year or that same time frame or period of time? Let's say your strategy has a 20% drawdown within a year. You're taking 1,000 trades a year, for example, but your upside is 1,000%. That is a good risk to reward in a sense. You can view as like a risk to reward. That is a 1 to 50 risk to reward. So your upside is 50 times your downside. Who would not take that trading system? I'll take that trading system each and any single day. That's a 50 times return on what I'm risking essentially, right? That's very, very good returns. So keep in mind the long-term game and just understand, as long as you maintain your risk, you will not be blown an account with a working strategy and good psychology. One more thing I do want to add on to the risk management session is also for setting the amount of percent you want to risk per trade, go off how much you're able to afford to lose. So if you're someone that's able to afford to lose 1% of your account per trade, keep in mind it is per trade, then that's fine. But I like to look at the max drawdown over a period of time statistically and seeing if I'm okay with that max drawdown. If I think psychologically I can handle it or financially, I'll keep that risk percent. If I can't, reduce that risk. You never really want to increase that risk more and more. As your account grows, you either keep the same risk to compound the account, or you slowly scale down your risk percent on that account and put some of that money maybe investing into real estate or many other ventures, right? Because once you get a certain amount of capital, your position size will also affect the market. Therefore, you will likely, your trading performance is not going to be as good because of how the market works essentially in terms of liquidity, right? So that's not something majority traders will have to really have a problem with until you probably hit 8 figures, but it's something to keep in mind ahead of time. Never risk what you can't afford to lose. The next section is learning from mistakes. This is, like I mentioned earlier, learn from your losses, make them like a stepping stone in your trading journey, and don't view them as something negative. I would only view them as something negative if you're not learning from it, or if you're not enforcing an idea every time you lose. If you're losing a trade and you're not journaling it, you're doing yourself a disservice because you just wasted 1% of your account and you didn't learn a single thing from it. Now, if you followed your rules, followed your training plan, and maintained your psychology, and that was just a loss that was a part of your trading strategy that you know works, it was just a random loss from probabilities, that's different. But when I say learn from mistakes, I'm talking about mistakes that you know you made that are not in line with your trading plan. So keep that in mind. Learn from your mistakes and just reflect upon yourself, because trading ultimately, which ties into number 7, is psychological 100% after you master the strategy system and you've done your back testing and screen time. Because it's all you versus you. You're the only person clicking the buy and sell button. You don't have your manager standing right here or your boss in your ear telling you to stop taking a trade. Don't take the next trade. Now imagine how much easier trading would be if you had a boss there, right? Telling you, if you take this next trade, you're fired. Wouldn't that be amazing? I feel like a lot of traders become so much faster at hitting probability if they just had someone being there accountable for them, or having a big risk or something big on the line. like their entire salary literally is what would happen if you got fired from your normal job. So try to put something big on the line. Obviously, don't take what I just said out of context, please. But I'm trying to say is keep yourself like real. Keep it real to yourself, right? Tell yourself the real deal of what's going on. Don't try to fake stuff. Don't try to think you're profitable when you're not profitable. Do all these kind of things. Try to, erase your journal from those losses and say, oh, I would never have taken that ever again, because you're just doing yourself a disservice and you're wasting time. So stop wasting time. Keep yourself accountable. In trading, you are an entrepreneur, essentially, which is what I like to call it, because you're your own boss. You're managing this like a business. Trading itself is a form of business in a sense where you have costs, which are your losses, and profits are the profits that you generate from your business, so-called. That's why for traders, you can make a self-independent LLC, by the way, for those that don't know. And there's a lot of things you also do for tax write-offs as an independent trader for your LLC. And a lot of traders love having this LLC because it obviously helps them with tax write-offs and many other things like that. So just keep that in mind, that psychology is very important in trading once you have a working strategy mastered and you just want to be like you're the only person that will make yourself profitable at the end of the day. I can teach you a strategy system that I have backtested and saved you thousands of hours so you guys don't have to backtest for 4,000 trades like I had to for a strategy. And you guys just have to put in the work of staying disciplined, maintain that good mentality when you're trading. That's it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on future videos. The course and mentorship, if you're interested, is down below. If you want to learn my strategy that is 100% guaranteed proven profitable from back testing and live results. And that's it for this video.